this video is for all my ex-overachievers now on your spiritual journeys out there. You know, you have always lived under someone else's expectations, whether that is academically or in how much you work or in how you look, anything where you had to always feel like you needed to be the best. And you put in the hours, you put in the work to always make sure that you were the best. And that was how you lived for a long period of your life. And now you kind of realize that that wasn't something that you wanted to keep doing anymore. Like, no matter how much money you make, or no matter how many accolades you have on your LinkedIn profile, or no matter how much you've achieved on the outside, it doesn't feel like, it still feels like there's something missing. After all that time, after all that work, it feels like there's something missing. And you've realized that, and you decided that you want something else. You don't want to keep chasing the external validation, and now you want to find real meaning, real purpose, whatever that means, right? And maybe you have already made a decision to step away from your overworking, overachieving history by making a decision, taking a leap of faith, whether that's by quitting your job or making some kind of statement that you're finished with the old way of being, that you don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to push yourself to the brink of exhaustion every single day, or you don't want to end up in these periods of burnout where you just can't even get out of bed after you've been grinding so hard for so long. You're done with that, and you have found some meaning, some purpose, excitement, joy in your life for the first time through your spiritual journey. Whether that's been a week or years, and you are now on this journey. Welcome. And you're ready, you're excited, you're looking forward to the different way of being that is being promised to you, that other people are sharing with you. You know, you can manifest your dream life just by pretending that you're in it already, or believing that you can do it. And it's all about the mindset, and all about how you think and you see things, and you're capable of it. It's just that easy. And it kind of doesn't feel like it's coming that easy to you for some reason. Like, it feels like you keep hitting a wall, even though every time you're like, okay, I'm going to manifest a life where I feel happy, where I feel easeful, where I'm doing things I love and not doing things out of needing to meet external expectations anymore. You're decided on this. And once you decide on doing something, you make it happen. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. But with this particular mission, this particular commitment, it feels so difficult. Like, every time you feel like you're hitting a wall, and it feels just so frustrating, and it just doesn't seem to work out. Every time you kind of ground yourself in the frequency of abundance, of enoughness, of worthiness, you see kind of this nagging voice in the back of your head that's like, who do you think you are? Or like, do you think this is real? Like, do you actually think this is real? Or some other variation of that kind of voice in the back of your head. And it's just like a back and forth, you know, like some days you feel like you're making progress, and other days you're just back to fighting against yourself like you have been doing your whole life, whether you were aware of it or not. So if you're resonating, this video is for you. This video is from my heart to yours, because I know exactly what it's like to live that life of overachieving and trying to meet external expectations all the time and trying to prove myself, trying to prove that I'm worthy. So I'm here to share with you a message with some tangible action steps, because I know we love tangible action steps that I sincerely pray will serve you and support you in your own journey to creating a life that is full of joy and is authentic to you, is full of your authentic definition of success. Hi there, my name is Yeren Kwan. I use they them pronouns, and this is Snakeskin. Okay, so the first thing that you need to check, there are 3 things that you need to check here. The first thing is check your beliefs. Really, ask yourself in a journaling session, or maybe even down below in the comments if you feel comfortable, ask yourself and really listen to the answer. Okay, this is really important, and it's really important that you be honest with yourself about this. And I know that honesty can be challenging, you know, like it's hard to be honest about when you need to step back and take a break. But if you can't be honest with yourself, then you are gonna be stuck repeating the same cycles where you always end up fighting yourself. And I'm going a little bit too far into my own pushy overachiever energy. But I know that you are fully capable of being honest to yourself. If to no one else right now, just be honest with yourself, okay? So ask yourself, what are you believing about yourself? What are you believing about the way life has to be? Pretty simple, right? But not easy. And then once you've identified these beliefs that you're holding about the way that life has to be, the way that you are, the beliefs that you hold around the way that you have to be, the way that you are, the way life has to be. And then ask yourself, how is this belief serving me? How is this belief serving me? Because you wouldn't be holding on to these beliefs if they weren't supportive to you in some way, if you didn't feel like they were helping you in some way. So to give you an example, I'll share my belief, which is that life has to be hard and heavy and full of suffering. I have to work harder than anyone else to prove myself. And this is because of my history of when I was younger, when I was growing up. I was always in these situations where I felt like I was less than. I felt like nobody cared about what I had to say, and I was just worthless. That was how I felt as a result of my external environment, as a result of my family of origin, as a result of the cultures and the environments that I found myself in as a child, when I was actually powerless to do anything about that. Like as a child, I can't just up and go like, okay, mom, dad, I don't like the way that you're treating me, so I'm gonna go away from you. See you. Like as a child, that doesn't even register as an option. And so back then I was pretty much powerless, but to accept the belief that life had to be heavy, I have to work harder than anyone else to prove myself, or I'm worthless. And underneath it all, I'm worthless anyway. Like that was like the way that I saw the world and the way that I saw myself, that I took to be absolute truth. Because there was no other way that things could be. There was no other way that was shown to me back then. That was the reality that I was living, that I needed to push myself and force myself to be the best, or else. But then you're never getting it right anyways. Really heavy, right? Do you relate? And if you do, you're not alone. It's like this life journey, it kind of tricks us into believing that we are alone, that we are separate, that we are by ourselves and misunderstood and nobody understands us. And the reason why life tricks us into seeing it that way is that so later we can wake up and realize that we are actually not alone. We were never alone. We were always in connection with each other, even though it wasn't obvious at the time, because we're all part of the same divine conscious awake awareness. You know, that's something that's been helping me lately as I'm moving through my period of shedding and pain and giving death to parts of myself and beliefs that I've been holding. Something that's been helping me is grounding, remembering, bringing back in my belief that I am part of something greater than me. I'm not alone. I couldn't possibly be alone because I'm always being guided. I'm always being supported, even if I can't always see it or feel it. Anyways, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So write about what you believe about yourself and what you believe about the way life has to be for you. And then write about why you hold these beliefs. Like, what are these beliefs doing for you? Like for me and my belief that I needed to work harder than anyone else, it was because I had no other option but to do so as a child. As a child, I needed to work harder than anyone else to get that external validation so that my parents would show me approval. Because as a child, as children, we need our caregivers' approval. That's just how it works when we're younger like that. And it can have some pretty disastrous effects later on in life. But those disastrous effects always lead us back to connecting with ourselves and connecting to who we really are and remembering who we really are. So it's all just part of the journey, you know, all these ups and downs and ins and outs and expansions and contractions. It's all a part of it. And so the second thing, before we move on to the second thing, now that you identified your beliefs and why those beliefs are actually serving you, another thing that can be helpful is to ground in realizing, what do you want to believe? If you don't want to believe that life has to be hard and heavy and you have to work harder than anyone else because you've lived that belief for so much of your life and you're feeling done with it, you don't want it anymore, then what do you want to believe? What do you want? How do you want to see yourself? How do you want to see life? How do you want to live your life? What do you want your life to feel like? And just open to that possibility. You know, it doesn't have to happen right away, but it's something that will unfold as time goes on. It's just a matter of setting that intention, setting that North Star, and turning yourself towards it. And when you find yourself turned away, just turn yourself towards it again, and then just keep going. Because otherwise, there's no other choice but to move towards what you are moving towards intentionally and moving away from what you are letting go of, what you are honoring for for the purpose that it has served, and letting go, putting it down, thanking it, honoring it, and then leaving it behind. And of course, it's not like a linear journey, as many of us are led to believe, like, okay, I let go of these beliefs forever, they're gone forever now, I don't have to worry about them ever again. But it's more like a spiralical thing. I say spiral because it is like a cycle. You find yourself again and again in the same place. Maybe you know what I'm talking about, but it's different. You're at a new level of awareness every time you circle back around. So that's just the way that the spiritual life journey works. It's spiralical, not linear. And so accepting that can bring a lot of peace to you as well. Okay, so the second thing that you have to check is check your younger self. How is your younger self feeling all the time when you are subscribing to these beliefs that you need to prove yourself to be worthy, that you need to be the best or else you're worthless, or whatever it is your belief is? How is the younger part of yourself feeling when you're constantly turning away from them in order to get more work done or push harder or be more productive? You know, what does your younger self want? Take some time to journal on this too. Ask yourself, what does the younger part of me want? Whether that's to go outside and play in the grass, or spend some time with friends, or maybe even just getting a cone of ice cream. That's something that I like to do with my younger self. I just go to Baskin Robbins and I get an ice cream cone just by myself, and then I eat the ice cream cone and I really enjoy it. And it's just my way of telling my younger self that I care about them. I care about how they feel. I want them to feel happy. I want them to have ice cream. And I also like to read novels, because when I was younger, I used to be a voracious reader, because the books I read, I felt seen and heard and accepted by them in a way that I couldn't find in my actual real life. So I would read a lot, and then I stopped reading as I grew older because I didn't have time to read. I needed to focus on getting shit done. I needed to focus on school, being productive, whatever. And so I just stopped reading for a while. And then recently, during a period of darkness, when I was sitting with the younger part of me and all the pain in my body, I asked myself, what does the younger part of me want to do? How can I spend time with this younger part of me? Inner child, right? And I just got the flicker, the idea, the mental concept that I wanted to read again. Like, read for fun, not read for productivity. So that's exactly what I did. I downloaded some books on my phone. I picked up some books that I used to read when I was a kid that are just lying around my parents' place. And I just spent time reading. Just spend time reading without thinking about achieving or doing things or getting things done. And trust me, these moments that you spend with the younger part of yourself, they nourish you so much more than you can ever imagine. Even if you're not getting things done off the to-do list, it still serves you in such a deep way, because then you can come back to the to-do list with your inner child, feeling nourished, feeling happy, feeling connected, and then you can focus so much better. Not just saying that the point of all this is to focus better, but it's to bring all parts of yourself into your life, not just pushing certain parts of yourself away because they're not productive enough or they're not attention worthy enough, but bringing all the parts of you along on the ride. And you may not go as fast, you may actually not go in the same direction that you always thought you would be going in, but you don't have that empty feeling anymore. No matter how far you go, no matter how many awards you get or how much money you're making, you don't have that empty feeling that sometimes comes with that when you're not in alignment with the entirety of your being. That's not there anymore. You feel full, you feel grounded in yourself. You feel like this knowing that you're where you're supposed to be when you have all parts of yourself alongside you. And that's really like what we want in the end, right? Not to be some half-filled, desperate, empty, gaping void inside you going like, I need just to to fuck this person, or I need just to I just need something to distract myself from this empty, gaping void inside. Anyways, so the third thing that you have to check is your body. So all of this pain and inner child and even these beliefs, all of it has a home in your body. And so maybe you've probably noticed, like, you have pain in your body, you have tension, contraction, this tight ball of like, oh, it won't let go. Maybe it's in your chest, in your shoulders, or your stomach, or your hips, or wherever it is. It's this contracted feeling of terrible feeling in your body. And you know what you have to do with that feeling is you have to be with it. Sit with it. Give it your attention. Give it your awareness. Just like you're giving awareness to your beliefs that you want to let go of because they're no longer serving you and the life that you want for yourself, giving attention to beliefs, giving attention to the younger parts of yourself and how they feel, give attention to your body too by sitting with the pain. And I know our instinct is to just try to make it release and make the bad feeling go away as soon as possible. But trust me, try just sitting with that feeling without trying to make it go away. Just what if you just accepted yourself exactly as you are without trying to change or fix or force to be any different than it is? Have you ever done that before? I certainly found it to be a novel kind of sensation when I just recognized where I was and accepted myself in that place exactly where I am, exactly who I am and where I am today, accepting myself. It is so healing. And all of these things that I'm inviting you to check are all ways of you healing yourself, of you recognizing that you don't need anything outside of yourself to bring love and awareness and healing and integration into yourself, into your body. Bring back the parts of you that have been scattered and rejected and pushed away by your early life experiences. And just bring yourself back into a state of wholeness and a state of knowing you are whole, knowing you are worthy, knowing that you don't have to try and prove yourself or achieve more or push more to be enough. And that, my love, is what makes you magnetic. It's what makes you actually be able to flow through life with ease. And find that meaning, that's something that was always missing throughout your whole life when you were pushing and forcing and running and just trying to get everything done and achieve everything under the sun. I think that kind of rhymed. But it's that act of giving yourself love, giving yourself awareness in these ways of checking in with your beliefs, with your younger self, with your body. And another thing that you can do with your body, especially if it's really just excruciating, you can't stand it, it is so painful in your body. That's what it was like for me for a while. If it's just so much, then try seeking out a yoga teacher, a qigong practice. Just find containers where other people are guiding you through the process of sitting with your body. And it doesn't just have to be just sitting and feeling it. You can move your body too. Practice yoga, practice dance, ecstatic dance. Just move, feel, breathe, and know that that is enough. Know that you are enough as you are, exactly who you are and where you are today. You are enough, and your invitation from me is to meet yourself in that place and accept yourself unconditionally in that place. No matter how many episodes of Netflix you have binged or any other behavior that you don't like yourself doing, no matter how much of that you've done, you are enough. You are enough. So thank you so much for watching. I'm actually getting a little bit emotional because this video really came from my heart. It's really what I would say to the younger version of myself, and me just seeing everything that I've gone through and all the pain and all the painful situations and painful experiences and emotions that I've overcome. It's just me speaking that, expressing that to the world. And so it would just mean so much to me if this served you, if this resonated with you, and if this was supportive to you. So thanks so much for watching. I love you. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you next time.